Can you guys actually hear me? I think I posted a short stream which wasn't real. Hence the need for testing. But says there are some viewers on, so maybe someone can hear me. Someone can say anything in the chat. Ah, yes. Bean Boy, thank you. Yes. Paul Ismail. Thanks, guys. I'm just testing, so this isn't going to be anything fancy. But thanks for helping me out, because I need to get this all sorted for tomorrow when the pressure is really on for the lunar eclipse, which is basically exactly 24 hours from now. But I think I have everything sorted here in terms of my connection and everything, which is great. You want to see the setup? How can I show you the setup? Let me try this. Okay, you should be able to see me. Is that right? Okay, if you can see me, I should just be able to do this. There's the setup there, which is the Celestron C11 with a reducer. But you can see that even with the reducer, I can't see the whole moon. And I'm running on the lovely QHY 247, which is a one-shot color because we need color for this event. It's going to be red. So that's the setup anyway. You know my setup. You've been here before. Ah. G'day Jaddy, g'day Ivan. Hey Bo Chaseling. How are you, mate? Rugaved, Act, Mark Fisher, Lucas Maguire, Hiraman Vaghazia. Glad you're all here to join me. I'm just reading your live chat here on my iPad. But I think everything is sorted. I'm just going to try switching views now. So we should get sharp cap only here so we can see the live view, and I'll move it around just so you know I haven't chucked a still image in to try and dupe you guys. This is actually live. All right. See? Told you it was live. You didn't believe me. In fact, let's just show you the full capability of the telescope here. So you get a bit of a better understanding of why I can't fit this thing in frame. A telescope just has such a long focal length that I can't fit all of this guy in. Amazingly, these are not dust motes. These are not airy disks from out of focus stars. They are actually craters. And I can keep my finger on the button here for a long time, and it just keeps going and going and going. because I am very, very zoomed in. Size issues? Yes. Yes, I am compensating for something. God knows what. But what I can say is I do have a very, very big telescope. Hey, Diego. How's it going, my friend? Are you capable to see the stars in the background with your setup? Look, it's unless it's going near a really bright star, I would say no. We can test this theory by simply increasing the gain and increasing the exposure. And I doubt we'll get anything, but let's give it a go. Good question. Yeah, I don't see anything. I just see a big, bright, pain in the ass moon that is the bane of my existence. But it is the most spectacular event this year, particularly in Australia, unless we get a surprise comet or something like that. This is it. And the great thing about this event is that it's going to be so easy. I mean, obviously, it's great for me. I've got a big bloody telescope, but anyone on the street will be able to look up and see what's going on tomorrow, which is going to be fantastic. Hey Caleb, yep, this is the QHY 24/7C, and I've had to balance the color very carefully to get a nice even color of the moon, hoping that this balance is correct for tomorrow so that when it does pass into Earth's shadow, it doesn't go blue. Hopefully it goes red. Hello from Scotland. Two pancakes. Carlos. This is not visual astronomy. This is in no way visual astronomy. Now, I've got a couple other things to test here, so if you will indulge with me for just a moment, I'm going to test these things. One other view I've got set up here is the simulated view. So hopefully this comes up in the feed. Now this is simulated on yesterday's date time, so let me adjust this. Sorry, tomorrow's date time. Gosh, is there an easy way to set it to today? What time is it? 9:06. All right, that should be a nice simulated view. That actually works really well. So as this is happening tomorrow night, I should be able to show the simulated data as well as the live data. G'day, Andrew. Yeah, the weather forecast does look good, so hopefully that works all right. Oh my God, there's 100 of you. I'm I'm vaping now, but I'm just gonna not put the webcam on me while I vape because that'd be a bad influence for children. My whole channel is a bad influence for children, so if any of you are under the age of 18, please disconnect. G'day Max, g'day Tane. All right, since we're here, and since there's 100 odd of you on the stream, how about we get in close to Tycho, hey? Let's see what we can do here. Oops, lost the moon. Let's try that again. Whoa, I need to turn that slew rate down. Stay on target. Stay on target. Almost there. Right, let's get in our spaceship and go. You think that's all I've got? That is not all I've got. That's about all I've got. Let's turn that exposure down. Get some of that gain down. That is a big crater. No eyepieces tonight. I might take the little visual scope out for the kiddos tomorrow. I think they want to stay up, and this is a good excuse. I have seen that TikTok about the American flag on the moon. There's a lot of BS around the moon generally. Uh, Normally it's because it's a super moon or a harvest moon or a strawberry moon or a pink flowery moon or whatever. This is the one time of the year where it's actually red, and blood moon actually means something. Favorite lunar feature? I do like the mountain ranges near where the Apollo landings happened. I think they're particularly nice. Actually, that's something I should test. Um, Let me see if you guys can see my mouse pointer or anything like that. Can you see a mouse pointer on the screen there anywhere? I think you can. That's the mountain range I'm talking about. What's it called? Apennine Ranges or something. They look amazing when the Terminator runs across there and you see the shadows casting across the seas. It's just stunning. I'm using the C11 Jacko. Well, I think this stream is fairly successful. Could you guys give me some comments in the chat there? Like, is it coming through at, I believe it's probably coming through at 720. I tried to get around that. Let me know if you're getting the full res, like 1080p HD, or if it's 720. Um, the frame rate is fairly slow, but I think you can see it's moving at least 3 times, maybe 4 times a second, which is the frame rate of the camera. Mount Apenninus, Apenninus, Mount not going to work here anymore. 720, yeah, I thought so. Yeah, like three frames per second, that's right. I think that's about as good as I'm going to get. I'm pretty impressed actually because this is running over a Wi-Fi connection, but I've sort of placed all the routers nicely in my house. Now everything's going to work fine. You can hear the next dome there swinging around to follow along. Um, for the benefit of everyone else who is just tuning in, I'll show you the setup. I think I can do this as long as I don't disconnect the main cable. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Here's my spaceship. Yeah. There she is. Next dome is doing its thing, rotating around. And the moon's up there, obviously. And just so you know it's live, put that stuff up the telescope here. I thought that would do more, but out completely, but there's just enough aperture around to stuff it up to actually get a little bit of light from the moon. That just goes to show you how bright the moon is. Just that little bit of light cracking in through the corners was enough to keep it going, which is super weird. That was a weird experiment, actually. Let's do that again, because that was strange. Okay, here's the OTA, looking down the dew shield. The laptop is essentially covering up, I would say 75%. 75% of the aperture, and yet we can still see the moon. And that's how bright the moon is. All right, move back to my little chair. Right, I imagine there was some buffering there. Maybe I can open a few more windows or something tomorrow night, and that might improve things a little bit. The Blue Lake, I did see Astro Biscuits video about that. I thought it was really cool. I didn't try the Blue Lake myself. I should give it a go. C11 has enough focal length, I reckon, to at least maybe resolve some of that color. I don't know how much detail I'd get maybe on a really clear night, but would be an interesting thing to try. Seeing as we're all here, just ask me what you want. I'll be here for at least another 10 minutes. There is a focal reducer on this Deep Sky Hunter. I had to use the focal reducer to just get the moon in at all, but as you can see, I still can't fit the full disk of the moon in at this focal length. I think that's okay. Tomorrow night when I stream, I'll try my best, but I'm not going to get the whole disk in. Do you have dew? Yes, sometimes there is dew. There's not so much that I have ever justified the need to buy a dew heater. However, I do whip out the old hairdryer now and then just to fix things. Yeah, I do enjoy Astro Biscuit. Galaxy Art wanted to zoom in. Yeah, I can zoom in. I'm doing all of this on my phone, by the way. But I zoomed in just before. Let's see if we can get into those mountain ranges again. Actually, no, I won't go into the mountain ranges. I'm going to go to the very edge of the Terminator just because that's where you get most of the shadows. It's not a completely full moon tonight. So let me try and zoom in for you. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Some nice shadowy detail there. Now, it is fairly still tonight, but you can still see there is a fair bit of atmosphere wobble there. And the cool thing about these craters along the edges is that sometimes they change because of the libration of the moon and the moon's natural wobble. It is going to sometimes show these craters at this angle and sometimes not. Sometimes they'll slip beyond the limb. The stream should start tomorrow, about 23 hours from now, hour earlier. Why not use the 6D? Because they're very similar sensors, the QHY and the Canon 6D, in terms of they're both CMOS sensors. So I can cool this if I want to. I don't really need to, but really the results are quite similar, but I've just got a little bit more control. Plus with the QHY, I don't have to worry about batteries running out, so I can keep this connected as long as I want. That should work fine. Have I seen any UFOs? Almost every time I take the telescope out, but nothing I would say is alien. If you spend enough time, you can identify everything if you really wanted to. But but no, there's usually a satellite looking through almost every frame. More lunar photography and craters close up. Yeah, I do want to actually. I don't. I haven't really settled on a great planetary camera. I'm using the ZWO 174mm, and that does pretty good. So now that I've got the C11, I'll probably get into a bit more high focal length lunar surface work, and um, and I'll probably do a heck of a lot more of that when the planets come around. Because when the planets come around, I have my um, I have my planetary rig on. I've got my filter wheel. I've got the everything sort of geared up for that. I've got my automated image run scripts, and it takes me a while. It takes me like a few weeks to like get all that set up and tuned in properly, and then I start fiddling with it all and getting it humming. But when I'm in deep space mode and I've got all my deep space stuff on, I sort of just leave that leave that as it is, so I don't have to worry about fiddle and focus and flats and the dark library at the time. Just keep everything simple. Whoa, thanks, Joe, Minnesota. I appreciate that, man. I'm glad that I am interrupting your work and causing some loss to the economic productivity of wherever you live. It is a privilege. Yeah, I do have an Ethernet hub out here, but the laptop doesn't actually have an Ethernet cable. The Wi-Fi is doing a pretty good job, but I need to maybe open a window. So nice of all of you to join me on what is essentially a test stream. I really appreciate that. Um, because I am just fiddling here with OBS. I'm sorry, this is not the most entertaining stream in the world. I'm just trying to figure out some stuff so that tomorrow, when this all goes down, fingers crossed, weather holds, and I can bring this to you tomorrow. You just see the atmospheric wobble at that zoom, but you don't actually see it so bad here. In fact, it's so calm at that sort of size that it almost looks like a still image until I start slewing it around. But that's because the moon is a big, dead, not very dynamic ball of basalt. Let's just get it back into frame there. Simon, this focal length is 1960 millimeters, and that's what I'll be shooting with tomorrow. This is all for tomorrow. Star Stuff 2021. I really want to. But we just had Blues Fest here in Byron Bay, and they're a much bigger festival than I am, and they had to cancel at the last minute, and they probably made a $10 million loss. So I just cannot imagine trying to run in this particular climate because I'm not a big organization with insurance and stuff. If I run something and it doesn't go ahead, I just have to give back a lot of money, and I don't think I can afford that. So I'd like to, when things are settled down, go vaccinate. If you haven't got vaccinated, go vaccinate. That'll help. I'm pretty sure it will help. I'm half vaccinated already because I called my doctor and I said, just give it to me. They're not allowed to give it to me because I'm too young, apparently. But I called my doctor every week for a month and just said, I know you've got it in your fridge. I know there are people, I know there are kooks around here that don't want to have it. Don't let it go to waste. Just give it to me. I'll sign whatever. And so I got it early. So I'm just waiting for my second jab. And go get jabbed, please. It's for the good of society. And really, look at it selfishly. If it's good for society, it's good for you. So just do it. Do it. Hey, thanks, Frack Centurion. I appreciate that. I will have a beer, but I'll have a beer tomorrow night. Because tonight I've got to work out all this technical stuff. Yeah, I thought about streaming two images. It's possible. I might just have to get some sort of a hub for this laptop. It is possible though, and it is something I'll try tomorrow night, but it might not work. Um, I can't believe there's 185 people on here. I don't have 185 friends, and I appreciate that. I'm gonna I'm gonna sign off now. So I'll simulated view. I'm gonna try turning my on, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.